Karibu kwenye channel ya Dr. Mlelwa Lectures. Tunafundisha masomo ya sayansi, physics, chemistry, mathematics pamoja na biology kwa syllabus ya Tanzania na kwa O-level pamoja na advanced level. Dr. Mlelwa Lectures for your better NECTA EXAMS performance. Subscribe, share and like this video. Welcome back friends. Tuendelee na heterotrophic nutrition. It's the long time nilikuwa na malizia biochemistry na sasa biochemistry imeshaisha. Kwa hiyo fuatilia vipindi vya biochemistry kwa sababu most of times kwenye hii heterotrophic nutrition tutakuwa tunatumia concept za biochemistry. Kwa kama haujui biochemistry itakuwa very difficult for you to understand heterotrophic nutrition. Now we are revising a little. Nutrition in the process of acquiring energy and material for cell metabolism, including the maintenance and repair of the cell and growth. Now, heterotrophic organisms or heterotrophs are organisms that feed on an organism that feed on organic source. As an organism that feed on an organic source. This sentence is not present here. Is an organism that feed on an organic source of carbon. So heterotrophs, they are unable to produce their own food from inorganic source of carbon. So they are using the already made carbon in plants and even in animals, because different heterotrophs, baadhi wanakula plants, baadhi wanakula animals. So manake nakuwa ni already made carbon. Now normally ni kwamba heterotrophs, they depend either directly or indirectly to photoautotrophs. Kwa hiyo tunasema kwamba the survival for heterotrophs is dependent on either directly or indirectly on the activity of autotrophs. All animals and fungi and the majority of bacteria are heterotrophic. The great majority obtain their energy from their food by either external or internal digestion. Tutaenda kuona mbele, lakini tunataka kujua ni kwamba heterotrophs wote wanaweza kadepend direct or indirect to autotrophs. Kwa sababu gani? Autotrophs ndio wenye uwezo wa kutumia inorganic carbon, wakati heterotrophs hawana uwezo kufanya hivyo. So animals, fungi pamoja na many bacteria wenyewe ni heterotrophic. Na great majority wanaweza kawa wanafanya external au internal digestion. Now internal digestion ni ile digestion ambayo inakaa inside the body, while external ni ile inayokaa outside the body. Kwa mfano, most of fungus wana release enzyme kwenda nje, wana digest kitu, wakishaki digest kule nje wanachukua end product wanazirudisha ndani ya the body. So you see what happens, manake ni kwamba the digestion takes place outside the body, sio outside the cell. Kuna tofauti kati ya external na kuna extracellular digestion. Tukisema external digestion manake ni outside the body. Hii tukisema extracellular digestion manake ni digestion ambayo inakuwa take place extracellular, manake take place nje ya cell, while external ni outside the body. So now heterotrophic nutrition is the type of nutrition in which organisms are unable to manufacture their own food and make use of the already synthesized food to obtain energy. So they make use of the already synthesized food, and normally this already synthesized food is synthesized by the plant. So generally heterotrophs, they are unable to produce their own foods. Now we have a special category for heterotrophs which are called photoheterotrophs. These are using light, but still they are using the already synthesized carbon. So photoheterotrophs are organisms which are able to use light energy to synthesize the organic requirement from other organic raw material. So they synthesize organic requirement, but from other organic raw material. So because the raw material they are organic, that's why they are called photoheterotrophs. If the raw material could be inorganic, then they could be called photoautotrophs. But these, they are photoheterotrophs. Now there are few bacteria in these groups of photoheterotrophs. Now, in short, we have some of the processes which are taking place in all of the heterotrophic nutrition. Kwa ukisikia heterotrophic nutrition popote pale inakuwa na process asasa hizi tatu. The way in which heterotrophs obtain their food varies considerably. However, the way in which it is processed into usable form within the body is very similar in most of them. Now, most common three processes which are taking place in heterotrophic nutrition are ya kwanza digestion, pili tuna absorption, na tatu tuna assimilation. Kwa hiyo digestion ni reduce complex food material kwenda kwenye small. Complex kwenda kwenye small ambazo zinaweza kuwa soluble na they can be absorbed. Kule kwenye biochemistry usoma kwa mfano tunavyotoa kwenye polysaccharide kama starch kwenda kwenye monosaccharide kama glucose. That is what is called digestion. And then absorption. Absorption is the taking up the solid or soluble materials, soluble molecules from digestion, from the region of digestion into the tissues of an organism. That is absorption. Kufunza kukura toka kwenye sehemu ambapo vilikuwa digested into the body. And then the last thing is assimilation. Assimilation ni kutumia vyakula vilivyofyonzwa in the body. So in the body we assimilate, we are using glucose maybe for respiration, we are using maybe protein for building the body, we are using maybe fat for a certain purpose. So that's what we call as assimilation. Now let's jump to the forms of heterotrophic nutrition. Forms of heterotrophic nutrition. We have about 3 to 4 forms of heterotrophic nutrition, as we shall discuss. The first form is holozoic nutrition. Kwenye holozoic nutrition, this is applied mainly to free living animals, which have a specialized digestive tract, which is called the alimentary canal. Most animals are holozoic, including omnivorous, carnivorous, herbivorous na insectivorous. Omnivorous wao huwa wanakula nyama pamoja na majani. Carnivorous they always wanakula nyama. Herbivorous wanakula majani peke yake. Na insectivorous wanakula insects. So we have a wide range of animals ambao ni holozoic. By grouping holozoic animals which feed by holozoic nutrition, we have major 4 groups of animals which feed by holozoic nutrition, which are omnivorous, carnivorous, herbivorous, and insectivorous, depending on their type of food they consume. But from there now, we have characteristics processes which are taking place in holozoic nutrition. And teachers normally ask these processes which are taking place in holozoic nutrition. So we have the 5 processes which are taking place in holozoic nutrition. The first process is ingestion. Ingestion ni kula chakula, is taking in food. So simply ingestion is taking in food. Then we have digestion. Digestion is the breakdown of large organic molecule into smaller simple soluble molecules. Often 2 types of digestion occur. Kwa tunakuwa tunavunja molecules ambazo ni kubwa. As I told you, kwa mfano kutoka kule kwenye biochemistry discuss kutoka kwenye polysaccharide kwenda kwenye monosaccharide, hiyo inaitwa digestion. Now we have 2 types of digestion which are mechanical and chemical. In mechanical digestion tunavunja food kwa kutumia energy. Na normally here is by teeth, kwa kutumia meno. Tunavyokuwa tunatafuna chakula, that is mechanical digestion. Also mechanical digestion occurs in the stomach by the process of chiming. When the stomach mixes food by the stomach muscles, the walls present in the stomach, as we shall discuss later, that is also the process of mechanical digestion. And even some of the textbook, they classify the process of breaking up lipids in the small intestine by the action of bile. They also classify that as mechanical because no change in the lipids, and the lipids, they are not broken down into their component fatty acids and glycerol. That's why the process is classified as mechanical digestion. Now in chemical digestion, we involve the use of enzymes. Enzymes, if you refer my biochemistry lecturers, enzymes, they are biological catalysts. Their function is to speed up the rate of the biochemical reactions taking place in the body. Now we have 2 types of we have the different types of enzymes, but here we are using the hydrolysis. If you refer my biochemistry lecturers in the classification of enzymes according to the reactions they catalyze, hydrolysis, they catalyze the hydrolysis reactions. And in digestion, we have two types of digestion. As I told you before, we have internal and external. Internal meaning that digestion taking place within the body, and the external meaning that the digestion taking place outside the body. But also we have extracellular and intracellular digestion. Extracellular digestion is the digestion which is taking place outside the cell, while intracellular is the digestion which is taking place inside the cell. Now normally in animals like human being, the digestion which is normally taking place is extracellular, because enzymes from the cells, like those of the pancreas or those of the stomach, they are released outside the cell and they are acting outside the cell. So that's why it is termed, or it is classified as extracellular. And from there now we are going to the process of absorption. After digesting, breaking up large molecules into small soluble molecules, now we are absorbing. We are taking up the small molecules into the blood so that they can be transported to different parts of the body to be used for different purposes in the body. So absorption is the uptake of soluble molecules from digestive region across a membrane and into the body tissues, and into the body tissue proper. The food may pass directly into the cell or first pass into the bloodstream to be transported to other regions of the body. So we shall see later how the process of absorption takes place and the mechanisms which are associated. And the process which is next is assimilation. Now after absorbing food and transporting it to different parts of the body, we want to use the food in different body processes, either to provide the energy or materials for building the body. So in incorporating or using the materials that we have absorbed and you have transported them to different parts of the body, that's what we call assimilation. So assimilation is the using of absorbed molecules to provide either energy or materials to be incorporated into the body. Then the last process in the holozoic nutrition is egestion. Egestion is the elimination from the body of undigested waste food materials. So hapa lazima uelewe kwamba human being normally, and even other animals, we normally consume more than what we need. So body needs only small amount of food, and we normally consume a large amount of food. So body will digest and will absorb only a small amount which is required by it, and the extra amount which is undigested or unwanted by the body, it is removed out by the process of egestion, or sometimes they term it as defecation, but defecation is not a biological term. The biological term is egestion. So now unaweza kujiuliza kwamba human being anaweza kukaa bila kujisaidia. The answer which I can give you ni kwamba inawezekana, lakini awe ana consume very small food. And we normally consume sio kwa sababu tu tutashiba, yani sio kwa sababu tuta meet the body requirements, lakini tunakula ili tushibe. Kwa ukishakula kiwango cha kushiba, you must defecate because that amount exceeds the normal amount which is needed by the body. Now let's jump to another form of heterotrophic nutrition, which is saprotrophic nutrition. Saprotrophic nutrition. Now in saprotrophic nutrition, the general concept which you need to know here is that saprotrophs, they feed on dead organic matter. Simply, saprotrophs, they feed on dead organic matter. So this is the only group of heterotrophs which are feeding on dead organic matter. In holozoic nutrition, sometimes some of the animals, for example carnivores, they can feed on dead organic matter. But these animals, they do not normally feed on dead organic matter. Sometimes they can feed even on living organic matter. But saprotrophs, they normally feed on dead organic matter. And normally in this group we have fungi which are doing the work of decomposing the dead organic matter, such as plants and animal remains. So organisms which feed on dead or decaying organic matter are called saprotrophs. And here they have written decaying, but normally these organisms, they are the one which are decaying the dead organic matter, because they release the enzymes to the dead organic matter, and when the enzymes they digesting the dead organic matter, they tend to decay them. Many fungi and bacteria are saprotrophs. Saprotrophs secrete enzyme onto their food where it digests. Now, normally only saprotrophs, they are the group of organisms which undergo external digestion, not extracellular. External means the enzymes that they release outside the body. So normally, for example, fungi, they release enzymes outside the body to the dead organic matter. Then from there, from the dead organic matter, the end product of digestion, they are absorbed back into the fungus body, and then they are assimilated by the fungus body. So the soluble end product of this extracellular and external digestion are then absorbed and assimilated by saprotrophes. So saprotrophes feed on dead organic remains of plant and animals and contribute to the removal of such remains by decomposing it. So normally, as I told you, that they do not only feed on dead organic matter, but by feeding them they decay. Kwa wanavyokuwa nakula kwenye dead organic matter, wanazifanya zioze, kwa sababu wanavyorelease ile enzyme wanavyokuwa na digest, ina break down into the smaller objects. Many of the simple substances formed are not used by the saprotrophes themselves, but absorbed by plants. In this way, the activity of saprotrophes provide important link in nutrient cycles by making possible the return of vital chemicals elements from the dead bodies of organism to living ones. Kwa hiyo ukiwafuatia saprotrophes utagundua kwamba plant fungus au bacteria wanaweza release enzyme ika digest dead organic matter, lakini zile nutrient end products zinazopatikana sio kwamba zinatumika na bacteria mwenyewe. Unakuta kwamba yule bacteria anaziachia zinatumika by plants. So by that way, fungus and the bacteria, they are adding the nutrients in the soil. That's why they are very important in adding the natural nutrients or plant nutrients in the soil. Now let's jump to the last form of holozoic nutrition, which is symbiosis. Now when we are talking of symbiosis, whenever you hear symbiosis, you should remember one thing, that is living together. So symbiosis ni wanyama wawili, and normally they are organisms of different species. If you don't understand the meaning of species, you might consider to my classification lectures, which I will upload soon. The organisms of two different species, they are living together in association. So the term symbiosis means literally living together. Symbiosis is the living together in close association of two or more organisms of different species. Many associations involve three or more partners. So we have three forms or three common types of symbiotic relationship. We have mutualism. In mutualism, both they benefit. What are we going to benefit? But we have parasitism, in which one partner benefit, another partner is harmed. Then we have commensalism. Commensalism, one partner is benefit, but the other receives no harm and no benefit. So first, let's start with the mutualism. Mutualism is the close association between two living organisms of different species, between two living organisms of different species, which is beneficial to both partners. So the first and important thing you need to understand in mutualism means mutual, both they benefit. In mutualism, both they benefit. For example, the sea anemone, and by scientific name it's called Calyactis, attaches itself to shell used by a hermit crab. Now you see, a anemone attaches to the shell of a crab. Now let's see how are they benefiting each other. The anemone obtain nourishment from the scraps of food left by the crab and is transported from place to place when the crab moves. And the crab is camouflaged by the anemone and may also be protected by the stinging cells in its tentacles. So you see, manake huyu si anemone yeye anapata chakula, kile chakula anachokula crab kinachobakia yeye anakila. Alafu pia crab anavyo move, huyu si anemone naye anaweza kumove. Lakini pia huyu crab anakuwa anapata faida kwa sababu gani? Huyu si anemone anavyokaa pale ana provide camouflage. Camouflage ni ile hali ya mnyama anakuwa na mazingira fulani ya kutengeneza rangi inayomzuia kwenye mazingira ambayo asionekane na enemies. For example, kama unavyoona kinyonga anabadilisha rangi, akiwa sehemu pa kijani atengeneza rangi ya kijani. That mechanism, we call it in biological term as camouflage. So even in club ana uwezo kufanya camouflage, na ndio maana not all the times ukienda kwenye maji unaweza kumuona club. Kwa sababu gani? Because most of time the club is camouflaged, and if we see that here in this case the club is camouflaged by the sea animal. So you see both organisms, they benefit each other. Na pia even in human being na even in some of the herbivores unakuta kuna viumbe kama labda tapeworm. Tapeworm, they can live in the alimental canal, and then in the alimental canal they can serve to produce some of the vitamins such as vitamin B. Vitamin E is produced by some of the organisms in the alimental canal, and vitamin B it's not consumed from food. So you see, the organism which stay in the alimental canal gets food from what we consume, but also the organism produces vitamins which we are using in the body for different purposes. So it seems that the animal is unable to survive unless attached to the club's shell, and if the animal is removed, the club will seek another animal and actually place it on its shell. So here, as you can see, they both benefit from each other. And from there, let's see about parasitism. In parasitism, one of the species benefit and another species is harmed. However, if we go far in the parasitology, if we come to the university and study about parasitology, they say that it's not necessary for the other species to be harmed, because the aim of the parasite to stay there is not to harm the host. The parasite dwell there so as to get food. So it could be the very stupid thing for the parasite to kill the host, because if the host is dead, the parasite will also dead. Yani kama unavyomuona parasite wa malaria anaweza kaingia kwa mtu na baadaye mtu anakufa kwa malaria. Lengo la Plasmodium haikuwa kumuua mtu. Kwa sababu gani? Plasmodium entered the human body so as to consume blood, so as to consume food from the human body. But the high concentration of the Plasmodium parasite, they tend to break the red blood cell, and the breakage of the red blood cell will hinder the transport of oxygen to different parts of the body. Hence, we can end up with the nephrotic syndrome, or we can end up with different disorders caused by the deficiency of oxygen because of the breakdown of the red blood cell, which are affected by the Plasmodium. So you will understand later in the other levels of education, but for this level, for your level, you should understand that in parasitism, one of the species benefit and another species is harmed. So parasitism is the close association between two living organisms of different species, which is beneficial to one, which is the parasite, and harmful to the another, which is the host. Now the parasite obtains food from the host and generally shelter. A successful parasite is able to live with the host without causing it any great harm. You see this sentence, unaona anasema successful parasite ana uwezo wa kuishi ndani ya hosti na asisababishe madhara. Manake all of the parasite ambao wanaua hosti wao ni parasite ambao ni unsuccessful, hawawezi kuishi vizuri na hosti wao. So the degree of benefit or harm may be difficult to establish. Different parasite wana establish different degree of benefit or harm. Hata tukizungumza tu parasite wa malaria labda Plasmodium, we have different categories of Plasmodium kama tutakavyoenda kusoma kwenye classification. Tuna about 4 categories, 4 types of Plasmodium. We have Plasmodium vivax, Plasmodium ovale, Plasmodium malari and Plasmodium falciparum. And tukiangalia hata mtu akiwa affected na Plasmodium falciparum au Plasmodium vivax ni tofauti na akiwa affected na Plasmodium malariae au Plasmodium ovale. Kwa hatuwezi tukaestablish moja kwa moja kwamba parasite ana uwezo wa kuhamu kwa kiwango fulani. Ukiwa affected na Plasmodium falciparum, you can die within few hours. Lakini ukiwa affected na Plasmodium malariae, unaweza ukastay even many days with the parasite and then you will not die. Simaanishi kwamba Plasmodium falciparum you die few hours from the entrance of the parasite. No, it must pass the incubation period when the parasite will be staying within the liver, and then after the incubation period, then the parasite will be released from the liver into the blood. There is where the symptom will start to appear, and some of the things which we call the malaria paroxysms. We will discuss this in detail in classification, and even in your next levels of education you may understand this more and more. So we have major two categories of parasites, which are ectoparasites and endoparasites. Ectoparasites ni kwa mfano tiki. Kupe, unavyoona kupe wanakaa kwenye ng'ombe labda, pale wanakuwa wanakaa nje, wanaendelea kufyonza damu. They are called ecto. Ecto means outside. So they are ectoparasites. And then we have endoparasites. Au tunaozungumza amoeba, tunaozungumza plasmodium, tunaozungumza tapeworm, all of those they are endoparasites because they are staying inside the body of an organism. And then from there let's conclude with commensalism. In commensalism, the organism they live in a close association, and then from there one of the organism benefit from that close association, and another organism does not benefit and is not affected from the host. Thank you everybody, and let's meet in the next period. We shall be discussing about the animal. Channel ya Dr. Mlelwa. Asante kwa kuangalia channel ya Dr. Mlelwa. Ninaamini umeelewa kipindi, na kama hujaelewa chochote waweza kucomment hapo chini. Click link ya kwenye description kujoin Telegram group kwa ajili ya discussion. Usisahau kusubscribe, kushare video kwa marafiki pamoja na kulike video hii.